I wonder if the tone for next year around Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever is going to shift from "you have to prove it and show you belong," and otherwise, you're paying a reverence tax until you have shown us that you belong, and you've been anointed too early. To expectations are incredibly high, and you now have to clear this bar to meet them. Right, like sort of flipping the goalposts from one side of the field to the other side of the field because Clark was the sixth ranked rookie, and of course I know they were using a statistic, but they had the Reese and Clark thing going all year long, even when it was past due. And now in ESPN's way too early power rankings, they have the Indiana Fever all the way up at number 4. Quite a shift from where they were, tone wise, this past season. Now, some people have reacted to the Fever being at number 4 on those power rankings. And I would say those reactions are, I don't know, a little misguided in my mind. I feel like the Fever at 4 is perfectly fair and fine. The only teams ahead of them, the Aces, the Lynx, and the Liberty. Of course, the Liberty and the Lynx were just in the championship. The Aces have that pedigree. The Storm, that would be the team they would have to jump. The Mystics, that's an interesting one. That you see them putting the Mystics that high, and speculation about Elena Della Don returning to the league. And then the Connecticut Sun falling. That's the team that falls in these rankings. But they have a ton of free agents. Alyssa Thomas, Dewana Bonner, and Brianna Jones. All so you could see the Sun falling because they might lose a coach, they might lose a bunch of players. The Storm are the one team that the Fever would have to jump. But to act like it's a crazy leap for the Fever to make, which some fans seem to be doing, and I know fans just react online, but the Fever were 6 this year, right? They were 6. To go from 6 to 4 is not some incredible leap, especially when you consider the fact that Indiana started this year at 1-8. So had they not started this year 1-8, their record would be better. And of course, they started this year 1-8 in large part because of how front loaded the schedule was and how difficult the schedule was. And then you had a rookie leading the team. After that, they wind up 20-20, which means they finished the season after that 19-12, which places them for a very good record. Which paces them for, I mean, I would imagine that would is a record that prorated over the season would get you very close to the 4th spot. And the Aces were 27-13. The Storm were 25-15 at the 5th spot. So yeah, I mean, it's in that ballpark. And who wouldn't expect the Fever to improve? Caitlin Clark, another year of experience under her belt. It's only natural that she would get even better, which is scary that we just saw the worst version of her that there's going to be. You know that Aaliyah Boston is coming back. It seems all but guaranteed that Kelsey Mitchell is coming back. That's 3 All-Stars, which is better than most teams have. Lexi Hull is a key contributor. Then it's going to be on the new front office to build around that. Amber Cox and company to build around that. I doubt Melissa Smith will be back. We'll see what happens with the rest of the players. Erica Wheeler, obviously Timmy Denley was a contributor. They'll bring back some of the contributors, and then they got to go and add. But with just a few tweaks to the personnel, if you can add another wing, if you can add a power forward, and we'll see what happens with the backup point guard position. In depth, that's what Aaliyah Boston talked about, a little depth. But if the Fever can do that, even if it's not a superstar, even if you're getting, role players, and I've said before, I think veteran role players, the Fever are a perfect fit for them. It's not hard to imagine them taking another step in the right direction. And to be honest with you, I think anything less than building a championship contender is setting the expectations too low. The expectations for Caitlin Clark should be MVP and best player in the league, and the expectations for the Indiana Fever should be championship contender. They got the building year, the growing pains year out of the way. They've got the core. They should only get better.